Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Black 2 No Healing in Battle Revenge Rainbow Wedlocke. In the last episode, if you guys watched that, it has been a little while, we went inside of the Chargestone Cave, and I got a little personal with you guys talking about my life, things I was feeling, depression and stuff like that. And the second trainer in the cave, while I was trying to be a little open, ended up blindsiding me, and I lost our star and our leader of this team. Our Wigglytuff Trixie died to a critical hit acrobatics from an Emolga. It definitely rings with me still. It's been a week or two now, but it hits. It really does. Trixie's gone, and there's not anything I can do about it. But I'm ready to move on, I'm ready to move forward. Even if it might be a little bit slower than you guys are used to for the series, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys something so you weren't left hanging, because I know the longer I go without posting anything, the longer it's going to end up being, and then I could go for months. And I don't want to do that. I just wanted a little break, and I'm going to still be on break. I'll get into that for a minute, but I wanted to give you guys something within the week to at least know, hey, I'm coming back. Don't worry about it. It's in the works. And I didn't want to do that for this series where I disappear for a long time. I've been consistent, not miss an upload for this series at all, really. So I feel like a nice break is definitely something I needed, and I'll be able to come back at you guys good. So I was originally going to come back today. Hopefully you're seeing this on the 27th of August, being Tuesday if you're watching it when it comes out. But to do this next episode, it's going to be a lot. I need to say goodbye to Trixie, add a new member, train him up, all that. So I was thinking, let's just do an episode like that, right? That's been the case on this series. Well, you might be able to tell by the sound of my voice, but I actually am sick. It's like I can't catch a break. So I feel a little better emotionally if you guys watched last episode. So don't worry about me. I read all your comments. It definitely really means the world to me that you guys enjoy these. And I'm not going anywhere. I just needed some time to decompress, of course. And I was planning on doing that video I talked about today about, how I would, the recovery episode. But I don't have time for that right now. I have mono. I'm sick. My throat's hurting, but I wanted to go ahead and do this to give you guys something to watch, because my idea here is, if you're watching this in the future, this episode is just going to be picking out a Pokemon for the most part. But if you guys are interested in continuation from last episode, if you watched that, then I'll get into that. But it won't be too long like last time. But basically, I was going to do that and then wait one more week. So, give you guys one episode this week of, the recovery, and then next week come back at it full time. And that's the goal still, but Trixie's death scene is going to be in the next episode. I just don't have the energy nor time to edit that for today, and I want you guys to have something to, update you guys, basically. It's like an update video in an actual episode, if that makes sense. But that's okay, because it's the only real series on my channel, so an update video in a main episode's fine. It's not really an update video, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, we'll say goodbye to Trixie in the next episode. I want to give her a proper farewell, and I don't want to rush that, so it's going to be delayed at least one episode. But I'll get to that in the next episode, and then continue Chargestone Cave as normal, and we'll have a new member trained up and everything this episode. So we're doing half of it now, half of it later. Training's not as hard to edit as it is for death scenes. So Trixie's going to go ahead and sit there for a little while longer till I say goodbye to her. But I do want to pick out a new member for November, our Scolipede, train them up, and then we'll say goodbye to Trixie and all that in the next episode. So this is going to be one of those discovery episodes where I talk about my thought process for a new team member and all of that stuff, and then train them up and all that. So as for me, I'm feeling better. I just needed a break, and I'm not quite off my break like I said. I just want to give you guys this today, and then next Tuesday we'll be back in full time. So you guys that are watching the series live have an idea of when it's going to be back, instead of me just disappearing for a couple weeks with no notice. So as I said last time, I will be on a break. It's just going to be one more week, and this will give you guys something to speculate, talk about the new member and all of that stuff, of course. So I have a lot I want to go over here. It's basically, that thing where I sit down and talk about all my options and stuff like that. I like doing that with you guys, and I know a lot of you guys enjoy that too. And if that's not your sort of thing, come back next week, and we'll be back in the full swing of things. Hopefully that's the goal, and hopefully I'll be better by then, because my throat's killing me, but I wanted to do this for you guys. So basically, we need a female that likes females, which is anything from our Kricketot Dorothy down to Tesser, our Nidorina, and all of these Pokemon here in the like Sennies box set are female because they like anything and they have to be female. So our Wobbuffet the Master won't be eligible because it's a male. So out of all of these Pokemon, I don't want any Pokemon that shares a weakness with November, obviously, which would be Fire, Flying, Psychic, and Rock. And that only leaves our Gible, Targaryen, Elegance, our Goldeen, Carly, our Ralts, Grace, our Glameow, Gloria, our Girafarig, and Ariane, our Gothita. So all the other Pokemon that are eligible that I didn't mention are not up for grabs. They either share a weakness with November. They all share a weakness with November. All of these Pokemon do in some form. Some worse than others. I'm looking at you, Nadia. But yeah, like, I just want to build a good pairing here so we don't have more casualty in the future. It's always good to build a good pairing option. But I also want to add a Pokemon that doesn't share many, if any, weaknesses with our team as a whole. Because right now our team shares a Fire weakness between November and Brooklyn, a Flying weakness between November and Brooklyn and Marcus, being one on each pair, which is just phenomenal, and a Rock weakness between November and Brooklyn. So, as you can see, the weaknesses that are shared to begin with are all weaknesses November has, so we won't be further adding to problems we already have, at least. However, if possible, I'd like to add a Pokemon that shares only one or no weaknesses with the team currently. Targaryen would share a 4-time Ice weakness with Brooklyn. Elegance would share a 4x Grass weakness with Gushers, and Electric with Brooklyn. Grace would actually share no weaknesses with any team member, as her only weakness is fighting, which none of our Pokemon are weak to right now. Funnily enough, because we had a lot of Pokemon weak to fighting before, and they're all gone now. Gloria would share no weaknesses with the team as well. Well, yeah, wait. I have it written down, would share no weaknesses with the team. Oh, yeah, you would share no weaknesses with the team being Bug and Dark. I'm having a brain fart. And Ariane and Carly, our Psychic girls, would both share one weakness, being Ghost, with Marcus. So looking at this, all these options are pretty viable, so it's going to come down to coverage and personal preference. Targaryen would be a great choice, because while we won't have Garchomp for a while, we would have it before Drayden, with the level limit being at level 50 for that. However, Garchomp is weak to Drayden, and seeing as how your team can get swapped around a lot, I think adding a Pokemon that's directly weak to one of the worst types coverage-wise, being Dragon, only being super effective against Dragon, isn't a good idea. Like, why would I do that when literally anything else wouldn't be weak to Drayden? And it's very likely our entire team will have to fight him at that point. And not to mention that the later part of Black and White 2 have a lot of Ice types, and November serves very little to no coverage for Ice types, and that could leave them in a really bad spot. I don't think November gets anything that's good against Ice, except Iron Tail, maybe? Which, let's be honest, it's not a good idea. Gloria is another Pokemon that I'm not too keen on using right now, unfortunately. While she would share no weaknesses, her move pool isn't actually very diverse. I am all for using Pokemon Unique with not the greatest stats, such as Girafarig. However, I fear with the limited move pool that she wouldn't serve much use other than over the other options we have currently. She doesn't get very many good attacks, which is, not something that I'd like to deal with right now. As I said, I'm looking for something with good moves and a little bit of personal preference as well. So then I thought about unique Pokemon. I went over to our Glameow. Grace. So I've always wanted to use Purugly, and we would have one immediately at level 38, which is what I'm going to train to. And it would be a direct swap for Trixie, seeing as how they're both normal type Pokemon. And Purugly even gets the ability Thick Fat upon evolution, and that would provide a resistance to Fire and Ice, one of November's weaknesses, and the type that I mentioned is coming up later in the game quite commonly. I made up my mind rather quickly on this one and decided to add Grace to Glameow to the team, until I realized Glameow that we have has the ability Own Tempo. Own Tempo does not become Thick Fat. That was one of the main reasons for wanting to use Purugly. And not only that, but like with Gloria, she doesn't get very many good attacks. The main methods of attacking would be Return, Foul Play, and Bulldoze, without much other coverage around the board at all, really. And while I think she would do just fine regardless, I want to add somebody that can cover November very well, obviously. I want somebody that's going to not only increase their survivability by being with November, but also increase November's survivability as well. So that only leaves 3 options left. That's Elegance, our Goldeen, and our Psychic girls, Carly the Ralts and Ariane the Gothita. So let's take a look at the Psychic girls. We have a Mystery Egg exclusive in Carly, a Ralts. Ralts isn't a Pokemon you can normally use in the Unova region, and I love using a common Pokemon from one game in a game that isn't so common in. Look at Lout and Gushers, our late Bastiodon and our Gastrodon. It's a lot of fun. And Ariane and our Gothita would be pretty regular for this playthrough, honestly. And I've even used one on the channel previously, in a region where you wouldn't expect it. So I think if I were to use one of these two, I would want to go with Carly. So I'm going to go ahead and say Ariane is out. So what does Carly have to offer, you might ask? Quite a bit, actually. Out of Trace and Synchronize, she has Synchronize, which is arguably better, though Trace could have some very interesting strategies applied. Her nature isn't the best, lowering one of her main stats of special defense for some speed. But honestly, plus speed can be good no matter who it's on. You never know in a challenge run. This is not competitive play. And we'd have a Gardevoir immediately. Since we don't have the choice to go for the Glade route, which is pretty fine because it would be weak to flying, and I'd prefer Gardevoir over Glade anyways, I believe. And her move pool is actually pretty incredible. She gets Wish insanely early, which is a healing move that can be passed on to another Pokemon. Any form of healing in a challenge like this is pretty crucial. And for doubles, she even gets Heal Pulse if I ever felt super unsafe for some double battle. Maybe for Reversal Mountain, I have no idea, it's a possibility if I wanted to do that. She'll also get Psychic before Skylight at level 40, and even Calm Mind could play into some incredible strategies at level 33, I believe. She does also learn Hypnosis, but not until level 65, so that likely would never become a factor. And she learns really good TMs like Thunderbolt, which we would get as late as Hypnosis in all honesty, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Charge Beam, and Thunder Wave, and move tutor moves such as Signal Beam and Icy Wind before Drayden. Icy Wind could be really good for Drayden if she was still here. Carly is definitely an insanely good option. The only worry I have is November doesn't have much to cover Bug or Ghost, two of Carly's main weaknesses, and Dark being able to cover fairly well. So if I gave her Rock Slide for bug types, she'd be pretty good for that, but she'll never really be able to directly counter Ghost, which is a fear I have for sure. However, one fun strategy that is worth pointing out is November can learn Iron Defense and Baton Pass, meaning I can pass defense to Carly. And she gets Calm Mind, so I could technically get to max defenses to sweep someone if it was a good setup opportunity. I'd never risk that, though, because of critical hits, but Carly actually gets to move a Lucky Chant as a Kirlia. It's definitely something to keep in mind. And that leaves our fish, our Goldeen, Elegance from Sequel Clause. With as incredible as Carly sounds, you may be wondering, why am I even considering a Goldeen? Well, Water is actually a directly better pairing option for November. She resists Fire and beats Rock, two of November's main weaknesses, and Carly doesn't resist any of those weaknesses. She would just be for straight power. The issue in my mind isn't the weaknesses Elegance shares with the team, being Electric with Brooklyn and Grass with Gushers, it's the fact that Elegance gets very little in the way of moves, just like Gloria that we were talking about earlier, and our Glameow Grace. That's a big fear for me. Our Goldeen has Water Veil, which means she can never be burned, and that's an okay ability. And seeing as how she may switch into fire types, and Seeking as a physical attacker, it's not bad and could save us at some point. Just like Carly getting her main method of attacking at level 40 in Psychic, she does get, so does Elegance and Waterfall, which is really good. It's a very good move and would be better than Surf in every way, seeing as how Seeking's a physical attacker, being 92 attack and 65 special attack. However, other than Waterfall, or Aqua Tail if I wanted a better, more risky move, she doesn't get many attacks to help November. She would get Drill Run, Bounce, and Poison Jab. That's it. Poison Jab being pretty redundant because her partner's a poison type, and Bounce not being very useful at all. Drill Run's an 80 power, high critical rate ground type attack, which isn't necessary either really, as Water covers what ground does as well, and has stab and a flinch chance. Unfortunately, as cool as Seeking would be, I just think Carly's a better option overall. I would definitely go with Elegance if we didn't have a water type in Gushers, because we would need to be able to surf, but Gushers has us covered. So I just think Carly's gonna be our best bet out of all of these options. So I'm gonna be choosing the Mystery Egg Hatch, Carly, our Ralts to the team, as November's new partner. I hope she can make Trixie proud. I believe in Carly quite a bit actually, and Gardevoir is really fun. With all the moves that she can get, I have really high hopes that these two will be able to go the distance for us, and I really hope that I'm right on that one. So none of our Pokemon are level 39 right now, so that doesn't mean... So we can't add Chicken into the PC, but that's fine. The rest of these Pokemon are what? No, they're all 39. No, just Roka. So yeah, we'll probably just shift these guys over once we get somebody to level 40, and then the only one left will be Grandmama. Can't hatch any more eggs, of course, and we'll say goodbye to Trixie in the next episode. So, obviously, I need to do some training. I need to get Carly the Ralts all the way up to level 38. And in that time, she'll evolve into Kirlia and a Gardevoir. So I'll cut those out of training and show them at the end as I usually do. So with that being said, let's get to training our brand new member, Carly the Ralts. Trixie had a bit of a reference to a famous singer, and so does Carly. Perhaps November has a type? I'm gonna need a team name suggestion for these two as well in the comments section. Preferably, let's stick to the Pokemon move theme that we've been going with here. So, think of something that fits a loud, boisterous Scolipede named November and a singing Gardevoir. Make some noise for these two people. Alright, I think it's time to start training. Enjoy the music, guys. I'll see you when I'm done.
I'm looking for a brand new start. I know I got some trouble getting over you. I think that I've played my part. I need to get away somewhere far from you. I'ma buy plane ticket. Run away by myself for a minute. I don't have any limits. Ooh, ooh. I'm looking for a place where I can feel alive, where I can let you go and just be for a while. I got you on my mind all the time. Now I'm about, ooh, ooh. I hope I meet somebody who's better than you, that likes me for the things that I say and I do. Somebody who can help me make it through. Now I'm about, ooh, ooh. Plane ticket, plane ticket, plane ticket. You said that I was not enough. You said you could do better than wasting time on me. And I admit it felt so tough. But baby, I guess this is how it's meant to be. I'ma buy plane ticket. Run away to LA for a minute. There will be no limits. Ooh, ooh. I'm looking for a place where I can feel alive, where I can let you go and just be for a while. I got you on my mind all the time. Know I'm about, ooh, ooh. I hope I meet somebody who's better than you, that likes me for the things that I say and I do. Somebody who can help me make it through. Now I'm about, ooh, ooh. Plane ticket, plane ticket, plane ticket. A whole new start. I'm gonna get away from it all. A whole new start. I'm gonna get away from it all. I'ma buy plane ticket. Run away for a minute. There will be no limits. I'm looking for a place where I can feel alive, where I can let you go and just be for a while. I got you on my mind all the time. Now I'm about, ooh, ooh. I hope I meet somebody who's better than you, that likes me for the things that I say and I do. Somebody who can help me make it through. Now I'm about, ooh, ooh. Plane ticket, plane ticket, plane ticket.
I thought you saved me when I was down, but what you're doing has hurt me now. 'Cause I've been in the fire line way too long. I've been in the fire line way too long. You hit me, baby, you shot me down. My heart is bleeding, I'm scarred for life. Cause I've been in the fire line way too long. You held me in the fire line way too long. What you said is playing on repeat in my head. Baby, you hurt me bad, but that's all you do now, that's all you do now. You shot me down. You shot me down. You shot me down. You shot me down. You're screaming at me, what did I do? All I've done wrong is loving you. Cause I've been spending all my time with you. Yeah, I've been spending all my time with you. You know I thought you saved me when I was down, but what you're doing is hurting me now. Cause I've been in the fire line way too long. Yeah, I've been in the fire line way too long. What you said is playing on repeat in my head. Baby, you hurt me bad, but that's all you do now, that's all you do now. You shot me down. You shot me down. Yeah. You shot me down. You shot me down. Oh, you shot me down. You shot me down. You hit me, baby, you shot me down. My heart is bleeding, I'm scarred for life. Cause I've been in the fire line way too long. Yeah, I've been in the... You shot me down. You shot me down. Oh, you shot me down. You shot me down. You shot me
You're calling, I'm falling. Don't know what it is you do to me. Yeah, where you go, I follow. Let's go out and dance the night away. Going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dance the night away. I am ready for that heartbreak. That's usually how it goes. I have done a billion mistakes before. Maybe I am going crazy. Say you feel the same now that we dancing. I'm taking my chances. I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at you when you're on the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready for that heartbreak. I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at you when you're on the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready for that heartbreak. I missed you. Give me that kiss now. I just wanna hold you close to me. I really like you. Do you like me? Don't you wanna see what this could be? I am ready for that heartbreak. That's usually how it goes. I have done a billion mistakes before. Maybe I am going crazy. Say you feel the same now that we dancing. I'm taking my chances. I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at you when you're on the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready for that heartbreak. I'm going heartbreak, heartbreak, heartbreak. Where you go, I follow. Let's go out and dance the night away. I am ready for that heartbreak. That's usually how it goes. I have done a billion mistakes before. Maybe I am going crazy. Say you feel the same now that we dancing. I'm taking my chances. I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at you when you're on the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready for that heartbreak. I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at you while you're on the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready for that heartbreak.
Alright guys, Carly just hit level 20. I've just been training on this breeder April right here, and she gives only speed EVs, I believe. So I figured let's get her to level 20 and evolve her into Curlia with some speed EVs, and then I'll figure out a nice place for some other EV spreads throughout. And Catherine even learned to discharge, I figure I'll point out right now, so I don't forget to do so after the training. It could happen. And that should be all the training I need to do for everybody except for Carly. But we're having a little intermission here because now that Carly has hit level 20, you guys know what happens. Our Ralts. Carly is evolving. And there we have it. Carly has evolved into Curlia, which I'll only see for a little bit longer until she finally fully evolves. But it's still 1 out of 2 evolutions down. Okay guys, so you may have noticed if you're watching training, I've been fighting an awful lot of Audino, which goes against my rule of fighting Audino. I figured I'd address this really quickly. The rule is I'm not allowed to exclusively fight Audino, and I haven't really fought very many at all throughout this entire playthrough. And I forgot just how much of a punch these things pack. They've been dealing massive damage to Carly. She's really hard to train, and unfortunately November is almost level 39 because of it. But thankfully, Carly has hit level 30, and hopefully now she'll be able to fight on her own a lot more. Because at level 30, we will have our second evolution for our Ralts Carly, and that is Curlia evolving. And there we have Gardevoir, one of the most popular Pokemon of all time, probably. Just a really strong and awesome Pokemon overall, and I cannot wait to use her as a Gardevoir. Hopefully she'll be a lot better at fighting on her own. So I've actually been training on Audino for a little while now, but my rule is I'm not allowed to exclusively fight Audino. I've actually EV trained for like 2 hours, and the whole reason I have that rule is because you would just get HP EVs. But I figure it's okay to train on Audino now because I've gotten an immense amount of speed, special defense, some special attack, even though it's hard to get at this point in the game. And I figured, let's get some HP. I have no idea where I'm going with this now. I got like 7 levels to go. This is going to take a while. I don't know what I want to fight, but we'll figure it out. Alright guys, training is finally done. It is 6 in the morning, the day I want this video to go up, but I wanted you guys to have something to watch and something to update you with. And I wanted to get some sort of progress made, and while it was just sped up with some music, it was progress, and it took me a lot of time. We've got Carly to level 37, once and for all. And honestly, it takes that long because I'm really anal. Like, I care too much, right? It's like most people would just be like, you know, all Audino training, get it done real quick, or just train on whatever is the fastest. But I trained on stuff that gives virtually no experience for hours just to get Carly the best EV spread that she can possibly go forward with. I think EVs and trying to get a good balance of everything is a drastically good strategy in a Nuzlocke challenge, and I think it's really going to make her stand out from anything else that we could use, especially anything that we could have Autono trained, even though I did train her on Autono for quite a bit. But I wanted some HP. You got 111 HP, 107 special attack. Let me tell you, special attack EVs, not easy to get in Black 2. White 2, I think you can get them pretty easily from, like, Solosis. Cottony, maybe? No, not Cottony, Patilil. Cottony's the one that doesn't. But in Black 2, what do I have? Magnemite in the Verbank Complex. I killed a lot of those, and they're not very common. Roselia in the Lost Lorn Forest, that's the main one. With the Macho Brace, they give 4 special attack EVs, which is really good. That's a whole stat point, so I killed quite a few Roselia. They're pretty uncommon, but I did what I needed to do. I probably have max speed, like, which is really good because it's a plus speed nature. Carly's actually one of my fastest Pokemon on the team. That's ridiculous. That's cool. She's my 3rd fastest member next to November, and they're actually almost speed tied, which is really cool. Actually, no, Carly is faster than November, which is messed up. Like, November has like a base speed of like 110 or some crap. I think Gardevoir has like 80. But because it's plus speed nature and I speed EV trained for the most part. Mainly because it's just really good experience with that breeder and stuff. But she probably has max speed, really high special defense, decent defense and special attack, almost no attack, and a lot of HP. Obviously no attack. A couple points here and there because I knocked out a Drillbur, because I ran into that breeder, whatever, right? But let's talk about Carly as a Pokemon now. She has a Twisted Spoon right now. I don't know what we're going to give her for moving forward, but maybe that's fine for now. It's going to make Confusion not as bad. It's 50 power, so, you know, it's not the best, but we'll have Psychic in 3 levels. It's not that far off. I did actually teach Lucky Chant, which you can only get as a Ralts, or maybe Kirlia as well. I'm not too sure. But I did end up getting rid of it. You can't reteach it. She'll never be able to get Lucky Chant. That's fine. I feel like it would just be more risky rather than helpful. I might regret that. Who knows? I got rid of it for Calm Mind, which I think is just more useful. And I know I could reteach that with Heart Scale, but it's whatever. And I have Wish. I'm going to keep Wish on her till the day she dies, probably. Anything that can heal you is just really, really good. And I know it takes a turn to set up, but it could also be used on November, which is really good to think about. Unfortunately, November did hit level 39 while training, just because I needed some help training Carly, and that's only 1 level off the level limit, so November's probably not going to be fighting very much inside the Chargestone Cave, unless it's something Carly can't fight, because I'd like to use Carly once or twice at least in the Chargestone Cave. And upon level 39, November learned the move Steamroller, which I got rid of Bug Bite for. It's 5 power more than Bug Bite, and instead of being able to steal a berry, it can make the Pokemon flinch, and considering November's fast, I think it's a better move overall. And it's actually one of my favorite attacks of all time. I think the animation's really cool. Other than that, Catherine hit level 37 and learned Discharge. I think I mentioned that, which is pretty sweet. It's going to be better than Thunderfang, and it's just really good unless we're in a double battle. And in that situation, actually, both Discharge and Volt Switch aren't usable in a double battle, unless I wanted to hurt Marcus, but that's not a good idea. So maybe I'll get rid of Volt Switch or something for something. Yeah, I don't need Volt Switch now, I suppose. It's useful, but maybe I'll get rid of Volt Switch for, like, Thunderfang or something. I don't know. It's just good to have a single attack other than Discharge because it hits everything in a double battle. So it's something to keep in mind anyways. Marcus is the same. I didn't train him. Brooklyn I got to level 37 as well, but it didn't get any moves or anything like that. And that should be about it for training. I'm finally done. Carly's going to be level 37. I said 38, but considering November hit 39, I'd like to have a little offset there. The level limit's approaching. I don't think it's going to be an issue, though. I think we'll be fine. And if we have to, we can fight Skyla immediately upon reaching Mistralton City. Yeah, Mistralton City. All right, so I'm going over to the Pokemon World Tournament really quick because I guess I was going to show what moves that she can get. Yeah, I guess we'll show what moves she can remember. There's nothing really important other than Wish. She had Magical Leaf, but since she can get Energy Ball, it's really good. We'll never have Healing Wish. It's a bad idea. It fully heals everything of the Pokemon you send in after it sacrifices itself. It's not a good idea. It kills you, like Explosion. And it's more useful in a Nuzlocke, if you were ever going to consider it, because that your whole team can get spread damage and it might be necessary, right? But in a Wedlocke, it's just her in November, and honestly, they should just fight to the death at that point. And there's really nothing else except for Heal Pulse, which I had mentioned might be pretty useful at some point. And Double Team, I suppose. Double Team's really risky. It's a gamble, and I'd rather attack than not, right? But yeah, over here, we can learn what kind of hidden power Carly has, and it's actually very good. It's not as incredible as it would be if she didn't get a move in Lentimos Town at the move tutor, but it's going to probably be better than Icy Wind, and she has hidden power Ice. It probably does more damage than Icy Wind, but it doesn't slow the Pokemon. However, for Drayden, I don't think the slow effect of Icy Wind is actually that important, seeing as he'll be switching around quite a bit with Dragon Tail, and it has a decreased priority anyways, so I'll be outspeeding a lot there. And Icy Wind has a 5% chance to miss, though, so honestly, pick your poison. I bet Hidden Power Ice does more, but to get Hidden Power, I have to get it at the Pokemon World Tournament, which is something I guess I can talk about here. I actually did a little bit of Pokemon World Tournament off-screen before I ended up picking Carly and training and all of that. And with the rental Pokemon, of course, to try and get some battle points. I never did this before. I had no idea, but it's bad. Like, it's really, really bad. How many BP do I have, you might ask? I don't think I have any. I have the one that I got from the Driftveil tournament. And to get Hidden Power, the TM for Hidden Power anyways, it costs 18. Oh my god. I don't see myself doing that. I'd rather get the shards. And if I was to spend battle points on something, I would like to get Explosion, obviously. No, I'd like to grab, like, Swords Dance. I don't think that'd be... I would need that for a strategy I already have in mind to see myself farming that. I don't think so. But I'd like to get U-Turn, if anything. Maybe Brick Break could be useful. Definitely Protect. I'll get Protect at some point. And I thought this was interesting to point out. The very first rental battle that I did in the Pokemon World Tournament, I guess, let's do one, right? Like, you never get to see this. So you pick your poison here. Triple and rotation give more battle points, but rotation battles go quicker, I think. I like rotation. You gotta pick a ticket. I'll pick the middle ticket, and then you get to pick from some rental Pokemon. In a rotation battle, you get to pick 4 of these Pokemon. They're pretty cool Pokemon, I suppose. It's hard. Like, I struggle to beat the second match. I've never won one yet on this file. But they're pretty good Pokemon. Swoobat's really quick, which is going to be insanely good. I don't even care what it has. Just to have something that can outspeed is so useful. Same with Mean Shao. It has a muscle band, so acrobatics isn't the best. But this place sucks. Like, it's bad, but I'd like to at least get U-Turn and Protect, if anything, which it's gonna take a while. I'm doing all of this off screen, so yeah, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. What's this Jellicent look like? The Jellicent that I used before in here sucked. Yeah, that's the same Jellicent. Alright, I guess we'll use you. Pignite could be good though. That's tough. Makes me think Pignite and Whimsicott over Electric. Probably, right? Whimsicott could be good. Yeah, we'll do this. I want Whimsicott. It doesn't matter who's in the middle. There we go. Alright, so yeah, you pick 4 Pokemon in rotation battle setting. You pick all of them in a triple battle. That's why I feel like rotation goes quicker, because there's less Pokemon to knock out, is the idea. But I figure we'll do one, give you guys some sort of content, because, like, right? I haven't done much other than training and talk to you guys, but maybe it's a little bit more so you can hear from me at least if you care about that. But yeah, there's always Pokemon trainers in here that you know, like Clay and Bianca, for example. But then there's also random trainers. I actually fought somebody named X. Like, his name was actually X. But what's even more interesting about that is, as you guys know, and part of the series is the clause that I'm using, that I didn't create it, but the clause I'm using for the series called Sequel Clause. And I'm doing that for my Pokemon Platinum Fate Lock. And in that Fate Lock, I played through the game as a girl named Destiny. And the very first battle in the Pokemon World Tournament was Karma versus a girl named Destiny. And I couldn't help but laugh at that and think, maybe it's my destiny to farm the Pokemon World Tournament. I know it'll probably save my bacon at some point, save somebody's life. that's the idea. Like, if I buy the Protect TM, I'm certain it will become useful and help me so much at some point. Same with U-Turn, potentially. It's gonna suck. There's also the choice items, a choice specs, Gardevoir. Well, darn. There's so much to do here, and I like rotation battles, and there's no risk. It's not stressful, you know, because like I can't have Pokemon die or anything in here. I suppose in this situation we'll go for, what do I even want to do here? I guess Heat Crash hurts everything pretty badly, so let's go for Heat Crash. And it's gonna send out your Clang. You messed up, bud. Oh, at least we made a good decision there. Yeah, there's no... What? What? Pignite's not fat. Oh, not... Yeah, we have fat. I meant to say fast, but I said fat somehow. No, Pignite's not heavy. The White Herb is not supposed to... you know what? The White Herb was... You know what? Jocelyn! That's the problem with rotation battles. I wanted to use Superpower on the Clang. Oh well, does it really matter? We use it on the Electric and absolutely ruined that thing's day. Because, like I said, these Pokemon are really good. It's an Adamant, Pignite, probably Attack EVs. Crustle scares the heck out of me. Yeah, that's scammy. That scared me pretty bad. Energy Ball's not super effective against Crustle, so I guess in this situation, let's just use Superpower again. Whatever happens, happens. I know our attack is lowered or whatever, and same with defense, I believe. But this still might be able to knock out the Clang. Yeah, alright, and there's only 2 more Pokemon. We're super effective against the Chinchino, with a -2 attack Pignite, but we should be fine to win the first match, which does not happen normally for me here, I'll be honest. Heat Crash would be like 5 damage to Crustle. Yeah, I say we just use like Leech Seed. Just anything to further us here. And obviously Whimsicott super quick. If this thing uses a bug type attack, it's gonna be bye-bye Whimsicott. Stone Edge. Well, hello. That might be bye-bye Whimsicott anyways, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, and it crit. Of course it did. Right? But at least our Mean Shao gets to come out now, and Mean Shao can make quick work of both of these guys. Yeah, we'll fake out the Crustle or the Chinchino, whatever you want. Chinchino in the Pokemon World Tournament's making me kind of mad. And now I'm thinking about this, I probably shouldn't have done this. I wanted to commentate, give you guys something, but like, my throat is killing me. But I'm gonna push through because this is fun. I'm enjoying it. Maybe I'll win my first Pokemon World Tournament match. There's a Rocky helmet. Well, you know what, Jocelyn. That's it for Mean Shao. Now it's an even play. Oh, what? I figured that would crit and kill me, but we survived. And now I get a little bit of HP from that. And then I can Drain Punch. I'm going to Drain Punch anyways. Might switch for some reason. You made a mistake, Jocelyn. You've made a crucial error. Your day has ended. Fully heal my Mean Shao, or close enough, right? From whatever I'm holding. Yeah. Not from what I'm holding. From the Drain Punch. You know what I'm talking about. And then we can Drain Punch the Crustle. Actually, I don't think that'll knock it out. But what will probably knock it out is this. Because it's Stab, Special Attack, and it's fast. So, goodbye, Crustle. Yeah. Alright, we beat our first match. Actually, before I forget, right after training ended, my alarm went off to take my medicine. I got the day at the doctor. So this is a personal Corm experience again. While we get our next member to fight us, I'm going to take my antibiotic. While we turn our attention to the giant screen. And I have a feeling that Bianca, or like the people that we know, are always gonna win. I think that's like a guarantee. You're always fighting. Yeah, like there's Clay, right? And Haley or Carly. It's a jaw-dropping match. Who the heck knows is gonna win that one? I think Carly took it out. Alright, so I've never beaten the second match yet. I only tried it like 3 times. I didn't go at it forever. But I did like, maybe it was only 2 games. I don't remember. I think I did 3 different things, 2 rotation and a triple, and I lost them both in the second round. But this will never be on screen, not even in training. It just take up too much space, which I'm low on because I just trained for 5 hours. So I need to hurry this up, Bianca. But yeah, we get Bianca's music, which is cool. We don't get to fight Bianca normally, so this is music you don't get to hear in Black and White 2, normally, unless you beat in the game and you fight her in her hometown. And she has a Scolipede, a Swan, and a Stoutland. These are rental Pokemon. So she just lucked out and got a Stoutland, something that she's used to handling, of course, because she has one in Black and White and in this game as well, I believe. So, what's my best bet? Psychic? Yeah, nothing. They can't do nothing to me. Charge Beam would be cool, but how am I supposed to know she's going into the Swanna? She didn't. We get to Psychic that Scolipede, might knock it out in one shot, if I get lucky. Yeah, we did. Didn't even need luck. We did it without a crit. I think we might win it. And she's got a Basculin. You know the irony here? I've told this story so much about how my very first Nuzlocke I ever did. I'm glad I recorded this. This is actually kind of funny. My very first Nuzlocke that I ever did, there was one Pokemon I used that meant more to me than anything, and it was on a Pokemon Black and White Wedlocke. And I used the traded Basculin named Red-Eye, and that Red-Eyed Basculin actually died to Bianca, of all people. And here I am fighting Bianca while she's using a Red-Eyed Basculin. And it brings me back, it's been a long time. 3 years since I started my channel. It's been like, probably what, 6 years since I used that Basculin? I'll never forget Red-Eye. It was definitely a good experience. And like, I always loved unique Pokemon and things that aren't used too much, obviously, like a Basculin. But using it in a Nuzlocke, knowing that there was risk of it dying and then losing my buddy like that, it was a very heartbreaking experience, but it made me love these challenges when I used to look down upon them when I was younger. So it's just a really interesting thing. Like, these challenges are so cool. I love being able to use unique Pokemon. And while Trixie has died and she's gone and we won't be using her anymore, it's still really okay, because I get to use somebody new. And while I was training Carly, I absolutely love her. Like, she's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it and introducing her to you guys, of course, when we fight with her in the next episode. But I feel really good about it. This challenge is really hard, and it's all about the team we use, and we can get attached to them and love them, but we have to understand that it's likely that they don't make it. These 6 Pokemon I have right now, it's unlikely any of them make it to the end, but I'm going to try my best to do that, and I believe in them. I think it'd be fun to see how many that can make it. Who knows? Carly could be a legend on the channel. I put a lot of time into EV training her, and I normally try to do, you know, a nice spread, but I very rarely, like, really went this hard at it. And there's one Pokemon in particular on the channel that I did, and it paid off extremely well. So I only hope that that can be the case for Carly. She could die in the first episode, of course, that she's used in, being next episode, but I'm going to have hope that the game wants to give me a break. You know, I've taken a real-life break, but I'd like a break in the game. I'd like to go 5 or 6 episodes with no casualty, just have a nice fun time, get myself back in the groove, of course. That's asking for a lot, but at least we're having a little fun here in the Pokemon World Tournament for just a moment. Because why not? This is the title match. We get to fight Clay, which is interesting because he introduced us to the Pokemon World Tournament. And he has a Sawsbuck, a Simisage, and a Clang. All of them are weak to Heat Crash. But Pignite's not very heavy is the problem. But I think we could win this one. And yeah, I'm going to use Air Slash, hope he doesn't go to Clang. He didn't. We can absolutely erase the Sawsbuck from the game. Oh, not quite. But you flinched! Bud, what are you doing? All right, hold on. Big boy strats. He's going to Clang. Big boy strats. No, he didn't go to Clang. He just used Double Edge on my Pignite. That's unfortunate. You're gonna knock yourself out, bud? And I lived, and I'm not gonna hit anything, meaning I'm gonna preserve my White Herb and a Servine. Okay, everything's weak to fire. Why do I have a crappy fire type attack? I'm gonna risk it. What? Iron Tail? I just want to hit with Superpower. I didn't hit with Superpower. Servine beat a Pignite. How often's that happen? How often's that happen? Ask yourself that question. All right, Armine Chow gets to come out, and oh, this is just a bad time. I'm gonna fake you out because why not? I was afraid he'd go into Clang. I think we win. Like, we got a really good matchup, which is good. His rental team could have destroyed me. My rental team was actually good. I wish I could take this team into the next rental game. You know, just keep it as long, like keep a streak going, right? Maybe you can. Grass type. Yeah, Simisage, I'm so sorry. You know what? I faked him out to get him to bring out his Clang, and then I figured he'd switch his Clang back out. Then he figured I would do some grass-type shenanigan killing things, and then he protected. So now he's gonna bring back Clang. You know, does the AI actually do predictions like that, or is this just random? But either way, I predicted him like 3 times in a row, and now he's dead. Like, I can use this, but I could miss. I was gonna use Acrobatics, but I feel like this is more likely to knock him out. Yeah, I should one-shot with Swoobat with Air Slash more than I would with Acrobatics. Or I guess not. I'm just wasting my time, are we, Clay? Why is Servine? It has an Eviolite, alright? Let's be real. Shame I don't have something with, like, Frisk to tell me. Alright, yeah, you can Acrobatics. This probably will go to Simisage now and won't one-shot it. Actually, I don't know. Like, obviously does more without the item, but the Muscle Band's still pretty good. And he has Citrus Berry. Yeah. Focus Blast. My god. This guy, I tell you, but we'll take that just fine. Mean Shao would be actually really fun to use. Can we get a Meanfu? Is this like foreshadowing of me getting a Meanfu and using it on the team to great success? Because who would have thought I'd do an episode messing around in the Pokemon World Tournament? Everything happens for a reason. Maybe it was our destiny, right? It's possible. Oh, this game's wild. You can't write some things. Watch me use a Mean Shao in the future. That'd be some funny stuff right there. That's it for the Pokemon World Tournament. Rotation Battle, Rental Tournament. Karma has won the game. Now you might ask, all right, 6 BP for Protect, right? What was it? 18 for U-turn, maybe 12, I don't remember. Not so bad. You beat that, it took a little while. How many BP do you get for winning a rotation battle tournament? Surely you get a good amount of BP, right? Like, surely they're not going to stuff you with nothing. 2. That's it. 2. Who thought that was a good idea? Now you might ask, what do you get from a single battle tournament? 1. So you kind of have to do that. And now I have 3 battle points. I only need 3 more for Protect. And what was it for U-turn? 12. All right, so I need 18 for those 2. And that's probably all I'm going to go for. But, like, then there's the choice specs. That's like Drayden's dead. Oh, because I speed EV train? I could sweep him with the choice specs and, like, Icy Wind. Dude. 24. I'll take the death. Right? That sounds miserable. Oh, man. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this random episode and meeting our new member, training her up and everything. I know it's not content like you'd want, but the videos will resume as normal very soon. Just give me another week, and we'll be back at it stronger than ever. And back at it in the next episode, saying goodbye to our Wigglytuff and our former leader of the team, Trixie. It's been a while, but she deserves her farewell, and she deserves it to have the most care and everything going into it as possible. And I'm going to give that to her in the next episode. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, a like is so much appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Pokemon Wedlocks like Black 2 here, definitely don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of all future uploads for this channel and this series as a whole. And until then, I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching.